So guys, today back for another video on the channel. Today we're here after the Newcastle United versus West Ham preview. Big one going into St James's Park on Saturday. A later kick off than usual, a 5:30 evening game. Can't wait. The suspense all day waiting for the game is going to be so annoying, but we've got a big one against West Ham. Obviously we'll speak briefly about what happened on Tuesday and whatnot, unbelievable scenes, but we'll speak about West Ham, speak about the Mags, go into this game, back with the Premier League action after the Cup on Tuesday. Let's get back to the Prem, boys. We've got a lot to speak about today. Let's have it. So then, West Ham, surprisingly, we all know they've not had a great season whatsoever. Look at where they are sitting in the table. 16th, one point above 18th. They've won 5, drew 3 and lost 12 games. And considering the money that they spent on some of the players in the summer, you'd think they would be doing much better, but they've done quite well as of late. We'll go through their recent fixtures now. A 2-2 draw against Leeds, a 1-0 win against Brentford, a 1-0 defeat against Wolves, a 2-0 win against Everton, and 2-0 against Derby County in the FA Cup. Funny thing as well, lads, is we've actually not played West Ham this season. The only team we've not played this season because of the passing of the Queen. When the football got stopped was when we were meant to be playing West Ham. I've done them videos, done them previews, and it got announced the day before that the game wasn't going to be going ahead, which was a shame, obviously. A dark day for the country, you could say, but we're playing West Ham for the first time this season. It's going to feel weird and whatnot. Obviously Lucas Paqueta, obviously Bruno's best friend, obviously Bruno will not be playing, which is a shame, but we'll go through their team now. West Ham, it was unfortunate for them how they picked up that injury to Danny Ings already. Like, he's so injured, and they signed him. I think he scored. Did he score on his debut? No, I think he played on his debut, but anyways, they've had a funny season. Some players have been growing at the squad a lot more. Angerd from Morocco, where he had a really good World Cup. He's been performing as of late. Obviously Lucas Paqueta and Declan Rice in the midfield are very strong. Two centre midfielders. Obviously Bruno not being there is going to be such a shame. But their attacking threat, Jared Bowen got 2 goals against Everton. Will he sort of find that form that he has missed? And I think the fullbacks are quite. I think Kufal on these days are a good fullback, but if Maximin, who's most likely going to play, has the best of him, it'll be a tough day. But Emerson's a good left wing back as well. Someone who I'm not really a fan of is Lucas Fabianski. They've got Aviola sitting on the bench, and I think, how is he a World Cup? Yes, I know he didn't play every game or what. He didn't play a game or a minute, but a World Cup winner, played for PSG and Real Madrid. And how old is Lucas Fabianski these days? 37, being ahead of you. I think it's either David Moyes is saying something that we aren't, but West Ham fans obviously stayed a lot on David Moyes this season. Obviously, yes, they are still in the European Conference League and whatnot, but they're not doing great in the league. And I'm not saying they will, and I don't think they will, but there is a chance that they could get relegated, and it's not one of them where it's like, oh, you never know. They could go down. They are 1 point above the relegation zone, and they are coming to St James's Park. They could easily be dropped back down in that bottom 3 in another defeat next week. Could see Moyes sacked. His job is vital at the moment, and he's got to be picking up 3 points or even a point on Saturday if he wants to sustain his place as West Ham United's manager. But like I said, they've had a funny old season. Like Lucas Paqueta, he's got 1 goal all season, and you think, for how much was he? He was more than Bruno. I think he was like 50 odd million. Ridiculous how he's not been performing. But like players like Samaka, he's had a decent season, scored some goals and that, but he is injured. It says mid-February when he'll be returning. Obviously Danny Ings is going to be out about February. Maxwell Cornet is another player that they signed who hasn't got to go because of injuries. They've had a lot of injuries, which is a shame to them, but it'll be a funny old game. It'll be a funny old game on Saturday. It really depends how West Ham turn up. If West Ham give it the all and absolutely go for it, they could do something. Like over the years, West Ham's been that team where we've either done really good against or really shit against. It's always been one of them. But let's speak about Newcastle then. We've got a lot to say from what happened on Tuesday. So as we all know, lads, Tuesday we won. We've got through to the final of a Carabao Cup, which is unbelievable. I am going down to London. I didn't really say anything on the channel or anything because I didn't want to jinx it in case I look like a mug. I had London booked after we beat Leicester. And as soon as the draw got drawn, that was it. I booked it on the Friday of that week. But it'll be debatable if I get a ticket or not. From what it looks like, being in category 3, hopefully, fingers crossed, I should be okay. Fingers crossed. Anyways, Newcastle United. The big talking point is Bruno Guimaraes being suspended. He does not miss the final, but them run of games, 3 important games to our season where we've got West Ham where we could pick up 3 points being at home. Liverpool, time to get revenge on our only defeat this season in the Premier League. And Bournemouth away, Eddie Howe's place, it'll be a tricky place to go. Them games where I'm missing Bruno, and we can't dwell on it. We can't sit here and go, oh, we should have signed a midfielder because Shelby's went and blah blah blah. We can't dwell, we can't sit here and go, oh, only if Bruno's playing. We've got to focus on the 11 lads on that pitch, and I've got full faith in them all, if Bruno's there or not. At the start of the season, I think Bruno was in just for a couple of games. I think it was Wolves, Liverpool he wasn't playing. There's a couple of home games where he was injured, which was a massive shame, and we did look different in them games. I think he returned for the Bournemouth game or the Fulham game. He missed 3 or 4 games. Hopefully we don't go like that again because we look a bit dry in the midfield. And yes, Longstaff's performed massively recently, but he doesn't bring you what Bruno brings. Honestly, I'm so happy for Sean Longstaff. Like, it is ridiculous. January Player of the Month as well for Newcastle, fully deserved. Sent us to a Geordie boy, sent me to a Carabao Cup final, unbelievable. But we'll see Joe Linton come back in that midfield. I think Joe Linton's done really well out on the wing. He's been performing massively recently, obviously with a court case and whatnot. It's one of them, but I think with that midfield with Bruno being missing, I don't want to say too much on the predicted team, but it most likely will be, as we all know, it'll be Willock, Sean Longstaff and Joe Linton. Who that gives you up front? Is it Gordon? Is it Maximin? Is it Murphy? We don't know. Looks like Alexander Isak will just miss the game on Saturday with a concussion injury, but he said that he's absolutely fine on his Instagram, so it could just be all talk. We'll have to Wednesday for Eddie Howe's press conference. But honestly, Tuesday night just makes you think of how special this football club is, and we are going to the stadium on Saturday, knowing that this time in 3 weeks we'll be in Wembley Stadium, obviously like a day before. 3 times extra. 3 weeks on Saturday we will be in Trafalgar Square, boys. I will be there. You can't miss it. It's going to be absolutely unreal. But we've got a big one on this week. We've got a massive month coming up. We've obviously got 2 home games, an away game, and then Wembley. It's going to be such a tough month. We've got to hope that we don't get any injuries or whatnot, because say if Wilson gets injured and Wilson gets injured, who, to be fair, recently's not been performing to the high standard of what he was at the start of the season. Isaac being very doubtful at times. Who actually goes up front? Obviously we've let Chris Wood go and we haven't signed a replacement. It'll be one of them. I don't know what's going to happen, but it'll be a big one on Saturday. I can't wait. 5:30 kick-off. It'll be in the dark. Prediction time. We did concede. You know what? I will go with a 2-1 Newcastle. We've got to stay hopeful. We've got to stay positive, and we are playing unbelievable at the minute. So why not? Let's go for another win. And that's the end of the video, boys. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It would mean a lot if you could do so. See us all on Saturday for the vlog. Can't wait to be back there, St James's Park. Get the place absolutely rocking. See you the next one, boys. See you for the predicted team tomorrow. And away the lads.